Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Willow Creek Homestead. My name is Kenzie if you are new around here. And I'm gonna be honest, I really have no expectations for today and for this video. I have several very, very fun, exciting, educational, information-packed videos coming out for you guys within the next couple weeks. And I was gonna take you guys outside and go over all of the garden stuff that I've been doing, but it is so cold outside today. We went from 50 all week down to 2 today, so it's just way too cold to be out there. So I woke up this morning and I was like, what can I do today that would make me feel really good and take you guys along for it? So if you're new around here, this is my pantry. There's stuff over on the other side that you guys probably cannot see through the camera. We've been down here several times working, but it is still not exactly where I would like it to be. So I have several different organizational projects and things to do down here. I also want to get some dinner going with you guys and maybe organize some freezers out in the garage if we get to it. So let's run through what I'm thinking for down here. Okay, so all of these jars, you guys were with me whenever I put them up here. I kind of want to go back and redo them and organize them by size because I did not do that previously, and I just noticed that it's been a pain in the butt to come down here and try to find them. So that is on our list. I also put it on my Christmas list that I wanted a label maker. Now can be used for several different things throughout the kitchen and stuff, but what I have been doing is printing off a couple labels just to see if they will stick. And on these boards right here, this is smooth finish, so there is a label right here that is able to be stuck to the wood on every single one of these shelves, and I thought that might be a better option instead of painting this entire thing and writing on them. So I think we are also going to make up several labels and kind of just go through the jars, make sure they're in designated locations and long-term locations, and get everything labeled up for my husband and daughter to come down here. And I keep seeing everybody label in their pantries, and I think it's such a good idea so you don't have to read the tops of the jars, especially for things up here you can't see the top of them. So I think the labels will be really, really handy. And then I just kind of want to clean and organize and go through some stuff. This space has turned into just a catch-all for me. After preservation projects and things, I've just been coming down here and throwing stuff. I've not been good about it. So let's go ahead and start organizing the jars. And then I think we're going to switch to making some labels and getting everything put where it needs to go and kind of just trying to finish up the space as much as we can and get it organized, especially because spring is right around the corner. I also just want to go ahead and point out the elephant in the room that's down here. I have not been good about taking out the old potatoes. I was going to replant them. So I have a question for you all. These are my potatoes from last year's garden. I can hardly even talk about them because look at how freaking long they are. But my question to you guys is, okay, so the ones that are super, super long, for these, can I cut these down and still plant them in the garden and use them for seed potato? I don't know. Some of them are a little bit mushy. Others are actually still really firm. They just have very, very long legs. So if I can still use these in the garden, let me know because I don't know if I can or not. So I thought I would ask you guys. But yeah, just don't mind this, okay? It looks like something's trying to crawl out from the bottom shelf, but it's just the potatoes. So first thing, like I said, let's go ahead and start with the jars because this is going to be the biggest portion to take down and redo. I should have listened to you guys and done it that way to begin with, but now we know it's better to organize them by size. I was just in a rush. So I do have several things of jars down here. So I'm going to go ahead and get these organized and then I will bring those down and organize them kind of all by size. And then we'll get some labels made up to put up top with them as well. And if you're new to canning, make sure you save your flats because these come in handy so well to house your jars in. Whew, friends, I had to go change into a t-shirt. That was a workout, but look at how much better that looks. And it's all organized. So I know I'm going to keep the jars like this moving forward so they are in a permanent location. So let's go ahead and get a little label made up for it. And I'm not the best at using this stinking thing, you guys, but let's give it a go here. Sometimes I can't figure out how to get the words to center on the strip, but it's okay. Does not have to be perfect. Then we just clip it like so. And I think there is a way to make the wording and things just a little bit better, but that one just says quart jars. I'm not going to put like regular and wide mouth. I'm just going to do quarts, but I did organize them that way. We'll get our little sticker off here. Okay. And then quart jars, right like so. So whenever I tell my husband, hey, come down here and grab some quart jars or half pints or whatever, he'll know exactly where they are. And I think that this wood is smooth enough that a label will stick to it too. So we can label the top on this shelf for the jars, and then like below it, even we could do for some of the things that are on these shelves. I do plan to put some more of those up. So we can do the top and bottom for like this upper half, and then the bottom right here for these. So I think that'll work out really, really good. Let me get you over here with me so you can see. So we have our quarts, our pints, and I just kind of put it in the middle because I do always tend to have more pints than I do quart jars. And then we also have our half pints. Love that. Love having labels up there so everybody knows what's what. So now on this shelf, I think I have everything sorted basically where I want it for the time being. The nice thing about the labels is you can just take them off and make a new one. I feel like the pantry is ever evolving. If you have a pantry, even if it's not for food storage, if you use it for other things, it's like always evolving. So I feel like the space that needs to be open for change always kind of needs to remain there just in case anything needs to change in the future. But for now, we are just going to do what we can and get everything kind of, like labeled and things. And if it needs to change later, it can. But this shelf specifically, I do think that I kind of have it in place and set where everything is, and I kind of do want to keep it like that. So we are just going to move along with that accordingly. So I am going to go ahead and start making the labels that go here. I also have more white label paper. I know that's going to look a little wonky, but I don't think I have enough of the pink. I like how the pink looks a little bit more, but if we need to bust out the white, we can. So right here is all of our applesauce. So let's get a label made up for that. Oh, you know what, friends? I actually made a couple labels the other day and just kind of rattling off in my brain stuff that I already knew that was down here. So for the applesauce, we actually do not need to make. And this is kind of like the fruit/jam section. I am not going to go as heavy on jams and jellies this year just because like some of the fancy ones that I made in the past, my family and I aren't like super big fans of them. So I kind of have promised myself that I'm going to stick to maybe like 4 or 5 and just do those. But our fruit section, we are going to need a lot of space on because we do lots of fruit preserving every single year. So there is our applesauce. Okay, and then it looks like the next one we have peaches in syrup. And for like the peaches in syrup, I did go ahead and write peaches in syrup just in case anybody else came down here and didn't know the difference between like the pie filling and just the regular peaches. My mother and father-in-law live right down the road too, and my father-in-law likes to come shop my pantry. So I'm trying to make it a little bit easier for him to see what is what as well. And I didn't do any apple pie filling the last time that I preserved a bunch of apples, but that will go right beside the applesauce. So eventually we'll put another label and make space for that as well. Oh my goodness, friends, I just did all that and my microphone was off. It's okay. You guys didn't miss too much, but I was trying to go over a couple things with you guys. Okay, so all of my pickling items are up here on this shelf, and I am going to go ahead and move them down there instead because these shelves have like a weird bend to them. I was like trying to figure out how to do that with the labels and then get all of this stuff moved around. So because I have the most pickling items, I am going to move them onto a different shelf. And then I took the dipping sauces that were down there that kind of like go with the fruit theme anyway, and I put them up there. So let me get you flipped around and I'll show you what I did. So I had dividers right here for the jams and jellies, but since I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of those, I did go ahead and take them out. I got all of this stuff labeled up and right where it needs to be. I stopped at peach jam right here because we will have like strawberry jam, blueberry jam, and then these are kind of our fancier jams and jellies. Like this is pepper jelly and blueberry jalapeno. So I will go ahead and move those down and get our other jams in place and then label them where they need to go. But then I also went ahead and moved all of my sauces right here where the pickling items were. So like I said, I'm going to take these and put them down here so that we have more space because I have way more of that than I do these. But I'm kind of getting thrown for a loop on these divided sections in terms of like how to label them. Okay, so like if I put a label here and a label here for the barbecue sauce and the garlic chili sauce, that's totally fine, right? But then you see back there how I have all of that space left. I don't know if I should put something back there, like maybe some other sauces, and put a label at the top to like specify what that is. I don't know. I just feel like the space is a little bit difficult to make labels like flow and look really nice with. So I don't know. How would you guys do that? Would you just leave the space empty and just kind of like pull everything forward like I have? Or I don't know. It's throwing me off a little bit. So then this shelf down here is going to be all the pickled items with my tomato products. And I think that that will work out much better because those are the two things that I tend to have like the most of product wise. And then that kind of fill out that space. And then that will open this part up for like our dry goods. You know what I mean? I wanted originally to just have like the jars down the middle and then like the dry goods and the rest of the stuff over here, but that's not going to work because I have too many jars. So it is totally fine if things overlap and go the other way. So I am just going to start organizing all of this. And I know you are not supposed to stack jars, so please don't yell at me. If you see me stacking a couple, I'm going to get some more dividers. You guys suggested cardboard or like some wood, and I think that that's a great idea. I just have to get that stuff in order to be able to do that. So for the time being, if you see me stack a couple jars, don't yell at me, okay? Because I don't have much of a choice on some of it. So that's our corn relish, and then we have pickled onions. And then we're gonna do some pickled peppers. We have a lot of pickled products to get through, friends. Usually I don't have this many jars like this time of year, but because we moved last year, we did dwindle down a lot of our jars, but then I did a lot of canning projects this winter. So I feel like come garden time and like preservation season, we are going to have a fully stocked pantry, which makes me incredibly happy, but also a little bit nervous because I'm like, we got a lot of stuff to go through. So we might have to do 2 or 3 pantry challenges together and get really creative on how to use all of this. Before my audio so rudely cut out, I was saying that I do tend to be a creature of change. And I know a lot of people are like that too. Like I love to reorganize and like rearrange and things like that. So even if I put something in its location, like chances are it might not stay that way. And that's just, I don't know why I'm like that. When I find a system that really, really works and I really like, I do tend to stick to it. But until then, I kind of just like moving things and changing things around and seeing how well it works, you know? But that's also like fun for me. Like rearranging the living room on a weeknight or like a weekend, like that's my idea of fun. Like I love doing stuff like that. What about you guys? Do you like to reorganize and redo things? Or are you just when it's done person? I almost forgot about our onion relish, friends. That's new for me. So I completely forgot to add it in here with our relish. No big deal. We will just scoot some things over. And then here is all of our beautiful onion relish. Okay, friends, I think I might be onto something here because it's stressing me out with these bins. I'm like, how in the heck am I going to label this stuff? And I don't want to waste the space back there. You know what I mean? So I think instead of putting labels on here, I'm just going to stick them to the back wall for like these corners right here, just anything that's in there that I can't put a label on the front for, and just kind of see how that works because I'm like, that would be fine if I just stuck it to the back wall. I am going to put the ones for hot sauce back there and for the chili garlic, and then we're going to do a bunch of hot sauces together, so I can just kind of label that and then make them come this direction and then start labeling the front again. Let's do that and see what we think of it. Does not have to be perfect. I would just encourage you to work with what you have and do what you can. So this is chili garlic. Any of our like hot sauce, tangy, sweet dipping sauces and things, I'll just stick back in that corner and they can all kind of be similar. And if you have not seen the video where we made this, it will be video before. And let me tell you what, friends, this sweet garlic chili sauce, we have already went through 2 jars. It is so good. If you are a garlic chili person, you got to try the sauce. Okay, so let's see what we think of this. Okay, so it might be just a little bit difficult to see like how big that is on camera, but I can definitely read it from back here. So I know my husband will be able to read that okay. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing, a couple more labels on each side. So I got the labels placed back there for the hot sauces, and I think that that's gonna work out really good. I was really stressed about that. Is anybody else like that? It's like the teeniest, tiniest little things. Like if you come up with a solution, it just kind of like pauses the progress, and I hate whenever that happens. So it might not look the best or the most like appealing, but I just went ahead and put some labels on the back wall, and actually that works out perfect. So you can still see what's back there. And then the next thing that we're gonna do on this shelf is just get all of my sauerkraut moved down. And I feel like this works out way better than how I had it, because kraut is kind of like a topping, you know, it kind of goes with the dipping sauces a little bit more. I feel like the theme here is coming together slowly but surely, and these will be in a much, much better location than how I originally had them. I'm kind of chuckling to myself as I do this though, because I know my husband's gonna come down here and be like, what the crap? Because he like finally got used to how I had everything. You know, whenever I would tell him to come down here and grab something, he could like find it on his own. But I have reorganized everything, and now it's all labeled at the very least. So he doesn't have to spend time re-looking for it all. I have a coupon trip planned for tomorrow at Dollar General. If you guys watched my previous pantry organization with all the household stuff, I kind of told you guys that I couponed for many, many years. And I had taken a 2-year break just because it can really consume you really, really fast. And it's very monotonous and things like that to sit down pen to paper. But I think I am going to go ahead and start couponing again for 6 months or so, get a good stockpile going, and then give myself another break. So if you guys would like, I'm going to try and do them once a week. And at the end of every video, I would be more than happy to sit down with you guys and kind of go over what I paid and what I saved. I don't know if I have it in me to teach it. I could try my best and just kind of give some pointers and things in those like little clips that we do together. But let me know if you guys would be interested in like a savings per week couponing trip. You know what I mean? Inserted at the end of every video, because I'm going to try and do them once a week. So if that is something that you guys would like to see, let me know. Here are our mushrooms that we did together. Beautiful. We tried them on pizza. They're delicious. Way, way, way better than the store-bought. Okay, so then I am just going to go ahead and get some labels made up for our kraut. So we have purple kraut. Done. Oh my goodness, friends. You know what I just remembered? I was going to cook dinner with you guys, and my daughter has a friend coming over tonight, and we're going out to dinner. So we don't have to do that. That actually makes me very, very happy. So we have extra time to work down here. But I have some spaghetti squash down here that really needs to get used up, and a lot of it. So maybe we'll go out and give the chickens some treats together. And see, everybody, the babies are out in the coop now. Maybe I'll take you guys out there with me, and we can go see all the babies and all the chickens too. Oh my goodness. What did I do? I think it printed wonky because it's just one word. That looks a little bit bold in comparison to everything else, but you know what? It works. I don't really want to waste my paper right now and reprint it, so we will just use it as is. There's a way to change the font on that and make it bold and all kinds of stuff. I just haven't really played around with it. Eventually, I will figure out how to do all of that, though. If you're an OCD person when it comes to organization, I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance, because I'm not. I just kind of throw everything together and make it work. So I have this entire section all done up until the mushrooms. Look at how pretty that looks, you guys. It's all labeled except for just a couple little places, but love it so far. Looks very, very organized, and everything is in clear view. So we're going to do this a little bit out of whack because I know that I'm not going to have enough paper to finish it all. And so this is the tomato shelf. Like I was telling you guys, everything on here I have basically organized the way that I want it to be. So I'm just going to take my little rag here and just kind of wipe the top of the jars off. And then we will get labels placed for all of these as well. Originally, I was like, if I have to use the white, I can use the white for the labels. It's not a big deal. But I think I do want to do it all in one solid color the more that I'm looking at it. I just think the pink looks really cute. So instead of using the white, if we run out, we're just going to stop at whatever I get done with the pink labels. And then I will just order some more. So here is our picante sauce. Got that. And then the rest of the salsa. So then we have just regular salsa. So mild salsa. And then we have medium salsa. And then we also do a spicy salsa every year, which is like fire roasted. And then I do ones where I just use really, really, really hot peppers for my husband because he likes spicy stuff. We'll give these a good wipe down. Okay, so then we have all of our diced tomatoes. And then we always do a ton of tomato juice. And I do spicy tomato juice from our salsa. And then I also do just like a standard mild tomato juice. So we'll get these labeled up both ways. And then here is all of our pizza sauce. Here is the label for that. And then down here, I have all of the marinara sauce. I'm going to put a label right here. And then we always can a ton of marinara sauce. So I just leave like an open space every single year for all of it that we can. So there's still plenty of room like right in this area back there as well. And I've tried multiple different kinds of marinara sauce, you guys. And honestly, my favorite is just plain marinara. I like being able to throw stuff in there. I've tried roasted. I've tried a very herb heavy marinara. I don't know. I like my marinara sauce plain. That's how I make it every single year. It's basically just pureed tomatoes, and then I can kind of flavor it how I would like to. That is what works out the best for me and my family. And then this shelf is all done. But now I'm going to kind of just start putting things like away that are in extra locations that need to go there. And then I'm just going to keep making labels until I can't make labels anymore. So I still have paper left. I'm going to keep getting stuff labeled up. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and pick up some of the things that need to be picked up, and I will work on that. These up here are just extra jars. Like they are the half-gallon jars that need to go over here that I don't have a box for. So we can put these away. And then I have like extra little like vinegar bottles that can go back here as well. These are little decorative glass bottles for something. I haven't found a use for them yet because I have plenty of them in my kitchen right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of that stuff moved over. And then here is another jar. Can go up there. And then on the other side of my pantry is where I kind of keep like all of my containers, household products, so on and so forth. So until I find a better use for these separators, I don't need them at the moment, but we will eventually. So I am just gonna see if they will kind of stick together like so. And then I also have some like stackable spice rack organizers. I thought they might be good for some of my dehydrated jars of things. So like I said, we don't need those at the moment, but we will eventually. So I'm just going to get those put up where they go. And some of these containers have like little chalk labels. I've been buying them. I have some more over there. Eventually, I want to get all of these labeled up for like household goods and things like that. But in the meantime, I don't need them. So I can put, let me see here. I have a lot of these at the moment that I'm just not using. So I need to get them picked up off of the floors and things. Like I have a lot of those wicker basket containers and things that I'm just not using right now. Some of those I also take out to the garden with me. So I just need to kind of find them a little bit of a location to go in here in the meantime. This is an extra like little charcuterie board thing. I brought it down here because I didn't know what to do with it. I got it for Christmas and it has like these little utensils. But you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and take this back upstairs. If it's up there, I know I will get more use out of it. So this is going to go with us. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and slide this back over. And then here is our extra water bath canner. I told you guys in last week's video that I found water bath canners on sale for $9 at my local Amish store. So I picked up a couple of them. So this is an extra that can go up there. And I haven't come up with a really good system for dry goods and things like that that aren't my canning jars. I am working on it, but some things have just gotten thrown around, which is okay. So like over here is all of our like noodles and things. I don't have a lot down here because my pantry upstairs is very large. So it actually works out really well that I have extra space for the jars and then I can just kind of put the overflow down here. But so we have like an extra bag of chips and I know for sure I want to get my noodles more in place than what they are. So we could put like snacks and noodles over here and stack them upright so that they don't look like this. Kind of get them put up a little bit so we can actually see what everything is. Extra gnocchi, and then here are just some extra dry bags of rice and lentils. And then I would like a better location for my canned items, but I think for the time being, we can just stick them there. Extra thing of Parmesan. Okay, I just stuck that beef jerky over there for now, and then I just have some extra containers that I have not put to use down here yet. We are just going to maybe stick them just right there for now. This is a pasta salad or potato salad container that I cleaned. I thought maybe I could plant something in it or like start seeds in it for something. And then here's just another little butter container to start some seeds in. Then like all of our pans and things, I guess this can all stay where it is. This is like Christmas fabric. I don't even know what to do with that. That is more for like crafty stuff. But I wanted to show you these cool things that I got for Christmas. So this one is a berry blush. This one is spicy Bloody Mary, and this is a mimosa. And they're just little like cocktails in a jar basically, and they are so stinking cool. I want to try and do some with you guys because I've never done it, but it gave me some inspiration as like a Christmas gift. And they just have like everything that you need in them, including like lots of dehydrated fruits and just all kinds of really, really cool stuff. So I think this year during like the food preservation months, I'm going to try dehydrating a bunch of berries and things to use fruit cocktails for Christmas. I just think that would be really, really fun. I don't really know where to put them because I have my moonshines over there, but I think I'm just gonna make a little spot here and put those there. And then I also just made a huge thing of chili that we need to unload and get where it goes. So we have more jars of chili going up. My husband is a chili fanatic, so I can a lot of it. And this is kind of just all our ready-made meals in a jar section. Then I also have another jar of ham and beans that needs to be put up that I didn't use from the other night. And then some Great Northern beans that I did not use as well. Okay, so I got everything like tidied and picked up. This is a stand-up cabinet that I have in here as well that I house just like some canning supplies in. But I went ahead and put everything where it needed to go. I got everything off the shelves, jars unloaded, and it just looks so much nicer in here, friends. Look at that. It looks absolutely beautiful. So now I'm just going to keep making labels until I can't make them no more. I have officially run out of labels. I didn't make it too much farther, but I did get a little ways. So I got clear to about right here where my meals in a jar start, and then I ran out of labels. So I got to get some more paper and get some more stuff done. But friends, it just feels so nice to see everything organized and labeled, and it's all clean. And I want to be better about keeping this space clean and organized. You know what I mean? Like, this space is something that I have worked so incredibly hard to have. Like, this is my dream pantry. It is my sanctuary. It is my happy place. And for the past couple of weeks, whenever I walked in here, it didn't feel like that. You know what I mean? So it just feels nice again. It feels good to be down here and get these chores done. I did go ahead and get the floor all swept. So let's go ahead and grab out some spaghetti squash together and go spend some time with the chickens, shall we? I know they will be excited to see me. It's very cold outside, but that's another thing that I like to do. I like to go hang out with them whenever I can and collect eggs. So let's go do that together and bring them a treat. Okay, I made it outside. I got the babies that were inside some of the spaghetti squash, or tried to at least, and all of the big ones always come in and just take it from them. So there's really no easy way to do it. It must just be like a tech issue day. I had my mic on and I've been in here for a minute and it was not recording. I don't know why, like the audio is not picking up good. So hopefully this one works okay. But I was just explaining to you guys that all of the babies that we hatched out together during the winter are out here now. So I will show you. We have lots of them out here. I think there's about 12-ish total. The rooster right there is Ham. That one beside him is Pumpkin. The splash blue laced red Wyandotte down here's name is Basil. And then the one right beside her is Turkey. That is my Easter egger. And not all of them have names yet, but remember, we're going for Thanksgiving themed names because they were born on Thanksgiving. Oh, this one's Roast. And so far, so good. Everybody has gotten along really, really good. I think we are up to like 32 chickens out here. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you go from wanting just a couple chickens for fresh eggs to all of this, but here we are. And I just wanted to say really quickly, I know there's a lot of people that won't hatch out winter babies, which I totally understand. But I think from this point forward, unless I let the girls hatch out their own children, their own babies during the spring, I think I am going to stick to hatching out in the winter because these guys are already 12 weeks old and it's like the beginning of February. So you get a really good jump start on laying for the spring and summer months. So if you have ever thought about doing winter babies, I would highly recommend, because then you get a jump start for spring laying hens. Whenever I did this the first time, I came in here and Nugget was in the feeder. This is Nugget, my little calico cochin, and I bet she's getting ready to do it. If not, she's thinking about it. She likes to get up in this feeder and lay an egg, and it's been an ongoing freaking issue. I need to get a top on this so that she cannot do that, but she is determined that this feeder is her new favorite spot. Nugget, don't do it. She keeps looking at it like she's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. Don't do it. We got lots of eggs in here to collect too, and then I have some broody little cochins in here. Let's see, are you gonna be dramatic, Bubbles? Hi. Are you gonna be dramatic? Not today? Oh, that's so nice of you. Can I have the eggs? Oh, thank you. How many do you have? 1 or 2? It's the wrong time of year, girlfriend. They're down here fighting over a piece of spaghetti squash. It's like my favorite thing ever is watching the chickens get a piece of food and then try to keep it from the other chickens. You know what I mean? So it's stinking funny. But I would take you guys out and show you Big Mac Flurry and French fry, but it's pretty cold out and they are in a separate coop out there and they're huddled up inside trying to stay warm. So I don't want to mess with them at all. Next week, I'll show you those guys though, and just kind of give you guys some updates. I'll keep you updated whenever I go to sell hatching eggs from them too. I have been selling satin silky hatching eggs locally in my community because I have so many cochins and then Hank covers them. So satin silkies are just a cross between a standard silky and a cochin bantam, and they are the cutest little things ever. Bubbles and Buttercup are both satin silkies in my flock. So I thought, you know what, instead of eating the eggs or whatever, I would sell them to people in my community so that they could also have some satin silkies of their own. So that has been a really fun undertaking. I have met a lot of new people in the chicken community, like locally, that I didn't know had chickens, and you know, just mutual people that have like similar interests as me. So like that's been really, really fun. So I can't wait till the calicos start laying so I can do that as well. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at this. As I'm making this video, I told you that Nugget keeps going in this feeder. Look at this. Nugget. I was just telling the people about this. Stay out, you gremlin. You guys, she's so bad. Nugget. You do not do that. Bad Nugget. Nugget. I will fry you. Don't tempt me. Get out of the feeder. Come on. Now, this is nonsense. Come on. My gosh. I got to get a lid for this. And some more food in here before they all freaking lose their mind. I thought silkies were bad until I had cochins. Cochins are so sassy and funny, especially Nugget. She is just like a little tiny sass bucket. And if you try to tell her not to do something, she's like, absolutely not, and gives you all the attitude. She is like my daughter in chicken form. I swear. They're like little toddlers. It's so funny with the back sass. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this video. I really enjoy just the chill videos that we get from time to time where we can just hang out. There's no expectation and we just get to accomplish things and chit chat. You know what I mean? I love those types of videos. You guys know me. I love to yap. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I think we got a lot done and I am very grateful for the time that we got to spend together today and all the things that we got to do. If you have any advice or input on things that you would do differently, please let me know down below. I love hearing about how you guys organize your pantries and, you know, just like your inventory, like schedules and things that you guys do. It's really, really insightful to be able to hear you guys say that because then it clicks in my brain and then I get to do it moving forward. So if you guys have any additional information, let me know on how you guys would do things. I have several very, very fun videos coming out for you guys within the next couple of weeks. So look out for that. We are going to go over some garden planning, all kinds of fun stuff for the warm weather and everything that is about to come with it. So I am very, very happy and excited to take you guys along on that. It's going to be so incredibly fun. But I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. And as always, I will see you in next week's video. Bye, friends.